Techies and scientists, welcome to the channel. Okay, seems like this week we had a little bit more price action than anticipated. Last week, I anticipated that price will drop a little bit lower in this particular area, which is around 25,700. If it gets real animated, it will probably drop into 25,294. Apparently, it seems like price dropped a whole lot lower than that, and I was surprised that it actually got into the October 10th weekly range and actually got into the 50% of it. And yeah, it did travel for quite far. So we'll look into that. But the good thing is, I believe it will just wait into it. And it looks like there is a good opportunity that it may just retrace back up. So with that being said, this is what we had going on here. I believe this week we did not have this week of October or November 3rd, I'm sorry. Seems like we were supposed to have unemployment on Friday, November 7th, but there was not even a blip in the radar. So to me, it seems like as long as we have that government shutdown, it seems like we will stay in that particular area and we will not be going anywhere. Okay, so my prognostication for next week, it seems like we may dip a little bit into the discount weekly liquid void here, which is at the level of 25,067. There's a slight opportunity that I think it may gap up to 25,248 and probably dip down below to the level of 25.54. If we are bullish, that's a particular scenario. I believe it's going to gap up and then drop a little bit lower to the level, if you look in my upper left hand side, drop into the 25.73, and then we'll resume back up. However, if we are bearish, we may see ourselves again gap up and keep going up all the way to the level of 2649 level area, and then once we get into that area, it will just reject it and start going much lower. That is if it's really animated. But if it's not that animated, it'll probably just get into that weekly premium gap here. I will say maybe a half of it at around 25,641, and then keep going much lower. So this is why my prognostication for next week. This is what I'm anticipating. So looking, I think next week is gonna keep going back up again to follow the natural order of things. So what are some of the announcements we have for next week? So it looks like next week we do have what we have next week. Seems like next week we have a CPI on Thursday. Again, as long as the government is shut down, we will probably not get any data. And any prognostication that I make, it's probably off or nil. So it's going to be hard to have a prognostication because the Fed actually needs the government data. As fake as it is, they still need the government data to make prognostication on what they're going to do if they need to keep cutting interest rate or whatnot. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think it matters. The Fed is gonna do whatever it wants to do. I mean, whatever they've planned that they are planning on doing today, they've been planning on doing that for the past 10, 20 years. The Fed is not as reactive as people think. So this is what happened last week. This is my prognostication for next week. Again, next week there's a bank holiday on Tuesday, 11, and I think most banks will be closed. So we'll probably will not get a lot of price action on Tuesday. We may see a little burpee on Wednesday, but I think most of the bulk of the action will be coming on Thursday, the 13th, and then Friday we may get some good price action like we did today. So yeah, this is going to be short and sweet, not a whole lot to look into. So now I will come live next week on Wednesday with you guys. All right, Techies and Scientists, see you.